we need to talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the flamingo in the squat rack. We all know that guy who walks around with a chest big enough to park a truck on, but has legs that look like two breadsticks shaking under the weight of his own ego. It is the classic Johnny Bravo syndrome, where the upper body says superhero, but the lower body says, I skipped PE class for 3 years. Listen, I get it, leg day is miserable. It is heavy, it makes you nauseous, and unlike those half-hearted bicep curls you do while checking your phone, you cannot cheat a squat. The iron does not lie, and it does not care about your feelings. But here is the reality check. By skipping legs, you are not just looking unbalanced, you are building a luxury mansion on a foundation made of wet cardboard. You are making your whole body weaker. Today, we end the excuses. But before we build the wheels, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell, because friends do not let friends have chicken legs. Let us get one thing. Straight leg day is not just about filling out your jeans so they do not look like empty wind socks. It is biological warfare. When you actually squat deep, and I mean proper depth, not that half-rep courtesy curtsy you do, you are triggering a total system reboot. We are talking about the biggest muscles in your body, screaming for oxygen, which forces your heart and lungs to work harder than they ever do on Chest Monday. Your brain panics and floods your system with growth signals telling everything to get stronger to survive the trauma. It is an anabolic nuclear bomb that builds your entire frame, while the guys doing lateral raises are essentially just playing statue. Here is a secret that might hurt your feelings, but will save your gains. If you are obsessed with getting bigger arms and a massive chest stop, camping out at the preacher curl bench for 3 hours like you are waiting for a bus, the fastest way to grow your upper body is actually to punish your lower body. I know it sounds backward, but the biology is undeniable. When you crush a heavy barbell squat, you are unleashing a massive cocktail of testosterone and growth hormone into your bloodstream. These hormones do not have a GPS that says only stay in the quads, they circulate everywhere, acting like premium fertilizer for your entire body, including those stubborn biceps that have not grown since 2015. Science actually confirms that free weight squats spike testosterone significantly more than sitting comfortably on a leg press machine while scrolling TikTok. Think of leg day as the master switch that turns on the power for the whole building. If you keep that switch off, you are trying to light up a skyscraper with a single dying AA battery. If you are treating the treadmill like a confessional booth, hoping to sweat away your weekend sins, you are doing it all wrong. You want to turn your body into a fat-burning incinerator, but you are ignoring the biggest furnace you have. Your legs, specifically your quads, hamstrings, and those glutes you sit on all day, are the largest muscle groups in your body. When you ignite them, you do not just burn calories during the set, you create a metabolic afterburn that lasts longer than your motivation to diet. It is called EPOC, and it means you are torching fat while you sit in traffic, while you watch Netflix, and even while you are passed out asleep. It is literally passive income for your waistline. Studies have shown that a solid 16-week leg program can boost your resting metabolic rate by nearly 8%. That is free calorie burning just for existing. After a heavy leg session, your body is gasping for air and your oxygen consumption jumps by 12% for hours because your system is in overdrive trying to repair the destruction. The irony here is beautiful. You want a flat stomach and a tight waist, so you spend 20 minutes doing crunches, looking like a flopping fish on the mats. Stop it. If you want abs, go squat. Heavy leg training strips body fat off your entire frame more effectively than any amount of low-intensity cardio ever could. You end up looking leaner, tighter, and more athletic because you finally built an engine big enough to burn the fuel you are putting in it, instead of driving a Ferrari body with a lawnmower engine. Look, you are not Wolverine, and your skeleton is not made of adamantium. While you are busy staring at your biceps in the mirror, your bones are quietly planning their retirement, and if you skip legs, it is going to be a fragile one. Heavy compounds like squats and deadlifts are basically life insurance for your frame. They force your hips, knees, and ankles to adapt, creating bone density that fights off osteoporosis way better than a calcium supplement. And please, stop using the excuse that you have bad knees. Most of the time, you do not have bad knees. You just have weak knees that are unsupported by fragile tendons. Training legs builds the structural integrity of your ligaments, turning your loose, wobbly joints into shock absorbers. You are not just training for a summer body. You are investing in your ability to walk up a flight of stairs at 70 without sounding like a bowl of Rice Krispies. Let us be honest, nothing is sadder than a guy who can bench press a Buick, but gets winded walking up a flight of stairs to his apartment. If carrying 3 bags of groceries makes you tremble like a newborn deer on ice, that is a problem. Weak legs are why you feel sluggish, and why your lower back screams every time you bend over to tie your shoes. It is not aging, it is negligence. When you actually build strong legs, you unlock a superpower called functioning like a human being. Suddenly, you are not dragging yourself through the day, you are gliding. Your posture automatically straightens up because your glutes are finally awake and doing their job instead of just being cushions for your office chair. You stop getting injured doing mundane tasks like picking up a pen. Leg strength is not just about bragging rights in the squat rack. It's the difference between being a functional machine in the real world or just looking like one until you actually have to move. Do you really want to walk around looking like a human light bulb? Because that top-heavy look is not fooling anyone. Building your legs is the secret to that superhero X-frame aesthetic everyone chases. When your quads sweep out, it creates a powerful optical illusion that instantly makes your waist look smaller and your shoulders look wider. You stop looking like a cartoon character and start looking like a balanced athletic weapon that was actually built on purpose. You walk into the gym and see people doing absolute circus acts on machines that look like medieval torture devices, twisting their limbs into pretzels just to target the inner teardrop of their quad. Stop it. You do not need a PhD in biomechanics or a spreadsheet with 30 different exercises to build legs that command respect. Complexity is the enemy of execution, and honestly, most of you are suffering from paralysis by analysis. We are going back to the Stone Age basics, because basics win championships while fancy gimmicks just get you confused. We are stripping this down to 4 non-negotiable pillars. First up is the undisputed king of the iron jungle, the squat. This targets your quads, but let us be real, it targets your entire existence. If you are a beginner, start with your own body weight, because if you cannot control your own carcass, you have absolutely no business putting a loaded barbell on your spine. The goal here is full range of motion, not those pathetic little knee bends people do where they dip 2 inches and scream like they just lifted a car. You want depth, you want control, and you want to feel your quads tearing apart in the best way possible. Next, we have to talk about the back of the legs, specifically the hamstrings with the Romanian deadlift. Most guys ignore this because they cannot see their hamstrings in the mirror, so they pretend they do not exist until they snap a hamstring running for the bus. This movement is not a squat, it is a hinge. It teaches you how to bend at the hips, which is a survival skill unless you want to blow your lower back out picking up an Amazon package from your porch. It strengthens your core, stabilizes your spine, and gives your legs that thick 3-dimensional look from the side instead of looking like 2-dimensional flatboards. Then we move to the engine room, the glutes, with the glute bridge. I know what you are thinking. You think this exercise is just for fitness influencers trying to sell leggings or for people in Pilates classes. You are wrong. Your glutes are the strongest single muscle group in your human body, and if they are asleep, your athletic potential is in a coma. Strong glutes save your lower back, help you run faster, and make your posture look powerful. So get on the floor and thrust like your life depends on it, just maybe. Avoid making awkward eye contact with anyone while doing it. Finally, we have to address the calves. I know you love to blame your genetics and say your parents gave you bad ankles, but that is a lazy cop-out. Throw in some calf raises to stabilize your ankles and improve your balance. You do not want to be a statuesque god from the ankles up, but teetering on 2 little toothpicks at the bottom that look like they might snap in a stiff breeze. The secret sauce here is not variety, it is intensity and technique. You do not need to confuse your muscles. Muscles do not have brains, they do not get bored, and they do not need entertainment. They respond to tension and mechanical stress. Master these 4 movements, control the negative phase of the rep, and stop swinging the weight around like a pendulum. Simple is not easy. Simple is actually much harder, because with these exercises, there is nowhere to hide and no way to cheat without the bar burying you. Listen to me closely, because this is where everyone fails. You think growth happens when you pile every plate in the gym onto the bar and perform a rep that looks like a seizure. It does not. The formula for massive legs is simple but painful. It is technique plus a slow, controlled tempo. If you are bouncing up and down like a kangaroo on energy drinks, you are not building muscle. You are just letting gravity do all the work while your joints scream for help. Leave your ego at the door. Nobody cares how much you lift if your form looks like a car crash. And once you destroy your legs, you need to actually recover. That means sleep, eating enough protein, and drinking water, not just surviving on pre-workout and hope. As for how often, start with once a week. If you are serious about walking like a normal human, again, bump it to twice. But remember, the golden rule here is consistency, not just one random burst of intensity. It is better to show up every week and do the work than to destroy yourself once and need a wheelchair for a month. Stop treating your legs like they are optional accessories, because they are the engine of your entire machine. Skipping them does not just make you look like a precarious upside-down pyramid, it actually robs your upper body of growth and keeps your metabolism in neutral. Your legs are your foundation, your horsepower, and your longevity, all wrapped in one painful package. So stop hiding in sweatpants, do the work, and build a body that is actually as strong as it looks.